How familiar are you with the stars of yesterday? While we get to see some of them age like fine wine, others have become so unrecognizable due to the sheer pressure of looking good under the spotlight. Although a trip or two to a certain LA doctor guarantees youthful looks, many have ended up with botched-up faces that have left many beautiful celebrities unrecognizable. Of course, some have gone on a wild weight loss trip that you can't actually see a semblance of their former selves anymore. Get ready to see these drastic transformations because we're betting you won't recognize these famous stars anymore. Elvira. Kickstarting today's list is the Mistress of the Dark herself, Elvira. We know her from her glorious black beehive updo, curvaceous body, and as the poster girl for everything weird, dark, and macabre from the early 80s and 90s. This prolific figure is both an actress and a hostess, with the latter serving as the means to catapult her to international acclaim. Her hosting stint at KHJ-TV's Elvira's Movie Macabre was the very reason many people know her today. This project led her to many more opportunities, like her own films, namely the 1988 horror comedies Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Elvira's Haunted Hills in 2001. Her work opportunities didn't end there because to this day, we still see her make cameos on TV and in several films. But more recently, we're seeing more of the woman behind her well-known image. Out of her Elvira persona, she's Cassandra Gay Peterson, a native of Manhattan, Kansas. As a child, she suffered a terrible accident that left serious burns on her body, requiring her to get a skin graft on almost 35% of her body. And these last few years, we've seen her more as Cassandra Peterson, like in Rob Zombie's American horror comedy, The Munsters, where she played a real estate agent named Barbara Carr. With her brunette locks and tanned skin, if you didn't know any better, you'd never realize that she's the woman behind Elvira. Unlike this Elvira, this next candidate went through a lot, making it hard to recognize her each year. Renee Zellweger. Even the multi-award-winning actress Renee Zellweger was not spared from the pressures of Hollywood. Best known for her portrayal of Bridget Jones in the 2001 rom-com Bridget Jones's Diary, she won back-to-back nominations and even bagged a prestigious award for her performance in the 2003 war film Cold Mountain. She went on to work on many highly successful projects, including the musical Chicago, as well as 2 more Bridget Jones sequels, to name a few. She took a hiatus from acting from 2008 to 2014, and when she finally returned to the spotlight, people were quick to point out that there was something different about her. When Zellweger graced the 21st annual Elle Women in Hollywood Awards back in October 2014, the public was quick to point out that she's had multiple cosmetic surgeries. The actress didn't seem to be bothered by the questions, admitting that she may look different, but firing back with a question, who doesn't as they get older? Of course, many attribute her weight loss as part of the reason why she looks so unrecognizable, but experts have weighed in on some of the surgeries they believe the actress had. Based on photos, they deduced that she had eyelid surgery, Botox, fillers, and a brow lift. Aging also factors into the equation, as well as lifestyle changes, including adopting a healthier and slower-paced lifestyle. Like Zellweger, the next actress also stepped away from the camera, but for the benefit of others. It's too bad because she was a beloved persona in the 90s. Delta Burke. The 90s sitcom Designing Women was quite the sensation when it aired during the 90s, especially among women. Who wouldn't, after seeing how the cast was made up of assertive and fashionable women with dreams wider than their shoulder pads? The American actress Delta Burke was one of the initial cast members who portrayed Suzanne Sugar Baker. Her acting chops brought life to her character's peculiar yet vain nature, leaving viewers with no choice but to love her. Despite this, Burke never got to finish the show and had to leave after the 5th season wrapped up, with rumors circulating due to her weight gain and behavior on set. She went on to take on another project, Women of the House, before she disappeared from the Hollywood limelight forever. Like many women in the industry, Burke suffered from depression, brought about by the pressures of looking good. Although she did come out to do a few projects here and there, she opted to live a quiet life with her husband, Gerard McRaney, who has been her rock. Now in her later years, Burke embraced her body, but one can't help but struggle with seeing at least a semblance of the former actress's beauty. Like others, she has also fallen into the hands of Botox and fillers, but at least we're glad to see that she's much happier now compared to before. The change in Delta Burke's facial features is mild compared to this next figure on today's list. Linda Evangelista. There are only a handful of supermodels who have left an impact on the fashion industry in the 1990s, and the Canadian talent Linda Evangelista is one of them. To this day, she is deeply revered and has become one of the most celebrated public figures in pop culture. As part of the original Big Five supermodels, Evangelista has walked the runway thousands of times and even graced the covers of many prestigious and high-fashion magazines. Unfortunately, even with her face and body, she didn't escape the call of vanity. Recently, Evangelista made headline news for all the wrong reasons. We know her for always looking polished and flawless, but even the supermodel can't escape aging. In 2015, Evangelista underwent cool sculpting procedures as a way to spot-reduce fat. Unfortunately, the procedure did the opposite, and the supermodel experienced an increase in body and chin fat, thus drastically changing her appearance. She filed a lawsuit against the company in 2021, claiming that it ruined her career and permanently deformed her, leaving her depressed. Because of this, Evangelista stepped away from the public eye and even became a recluse. However, in more recent years, she seems to have embraced these changes and focused on the other aspects of her life. We understand the drastic change Linda Evangelista suffered, but this next figure ruined his perfectly good looks, leaving him completely unrecognizable from his glory days. Mickey Rourke. The American actor Mickey Rourke used to have it all: good looks, charm, talent, and the grit to do the hard things. Unfortunately, he lost the first one due to his boxing injuries and worsened it when he went and got it corrected. Can you believe the guy used to get all the girls swooning with just one smirk? Of course you do. There are his old films showing what the actor used to look like before. His breakout role in the 1982 comedy drama Diner was what put him on the map, but acting really wasn't his thing back then. You see, Rourke started boxing in his teenage years and even had his first boxing match at 12 years old, which continued well into his 20s. He even holds an impressive record of 27 wins from 1964 to 1973. But boxing is harsh and has left Rourke suffering from several injuries, ranging from a concussion to a broken nose and even a compressed cheekbone. Let's not forget how he has also broken his toe and ribs and even split his tongue from the combat sport. His stint as a boxer was the very reason why he needed to undergo reconstructive surgery on his face. By this time, he was also working actively as an actor, and of course, we know an actor's face is his bread and butter. In some of his earlier films, like in the thriller Wild Orchid, you could see that Rourke's face was swollen. Critics are quick to point out that it must be due to poorly placed implants, but the actor denied it, citing that it was just an after effect of a tooth surgery, until he finally confessed, years later, in 2009, that it was indeed the result of a botched surgery. Most of it was to mend the mess of my face because of the boxing, the actor revealed. But I went to the wrong guy to put my face back together. Compared to Mickey Rourke, At least this next public figure's changes aren't too extreme, but we do notice the changes. Alicia Silverstone. Ugh, as if. An iconic line from the 1995 rom-com Clueless. Who could forget Alicia Silverstone's iconic role as Cher Horowitz? That breakthrough role of hers made her a Hollywood A-lister, but the actress now is a far cry from living the chic and fabulous lifestyle she portrayed on screen. Silverstone is both a vegan and an environmental activist, meaning she makes more mindful choices of the products she consumes. The actress opts for a healthier lifestyle even now and is no longer into the glamorous life. She has also visibly aged, and unlike others who preferred to go under the knife to maintain their youthful looks, she embraced aging and is all about that green lifestyle. Seeing Silverstone choose to go all natural instead of caving into the pressure to look young, we just wish we could say the same about this next actress. Tara Reid. The American actress and model Tara Reid is another talent many millennials grew up with. She wasn't just an actress, she was also an icon who became a sex symbol in the late 1990s. Reid achieved commercial success for her portrayal of Vicky Latham in the American Pie films. On top of that, she also has a series of movies and shows that made her a household name in the 90s. She has had back-to-back projects in both films and TV over the years, and given how she has never really left the limelight, fans and viewers have noticed the changes she has made to her face. Looking back, you can barely see the charming blue-eyed beauty many have come to know. At least she's pretty open about some of the surgeries she underwent, which include a botched liposuction and breast augmentation she had in 2004. From there, she underwent corrective surgeries to address those. The most recent one she had is that she got her teeth done in 2023, something she didn't regret. Even friends and family have noticed how the actress smiled a lot, attributing it to how she felt great about the procedure. Besides these, there has been speculation that Reid also had Botox, fillers, and a nose job, though she never publicly disclosed any of these. Still, it's evident that she did more to her face, but it's not our job to judge her for her choices, given how she too is a victim of the pressures women face in Hollywood. Johnny Depp. As one of the most prolific and versatile actors of today, Johnny Depp is one of the few stars whose career continues to flourish until today. The musician-turned-actor was hailed as one of the most handsome stars of his generation, but he proved he's more than his good looks. He showcased his talent and consistently delivered. However, it soon became apparent that Depp's acting chops have a certain niche for the weird and eccentric. His roles in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, as well as his long association with renowned filmmaker Tim Burton, are a testament to that. However, in more recent years, Depp has become unrecognizable in the face of the public. Gone are his charisma and appeal, with many seeing him as a washed-up shell of his former self. Why? This all stems from his reputation suffering a huge blow after his messy and highly publicized separation from actress Amber Heard. Ultimately, Depp may have won the case, but many who watched the drama unfold have become unsympathetic and now view him differently. He may still find success, but his reputation and the viewer's perception of him are now tainted. Contrary to Depp, this next person actually changed for the better, though initially the changes she showed were received with skepticism. Pamela Anderson. This list wouldn't be complete without the inclusion of the blonde bombshell that was also one of the most iconic symbols in the 90s, Pamela Anderson. If you think about Playboy, there's no way you wouldn't associate her with it, given how she holds the record for the most covers of the raunchy magazine. Long, flowing blonde hair, sultry eyes, and a curvaceous body, Anderson no longer identifies with these characteristics anymore. Being in the spotlight means having all of you judged by the public, and Anderson has first-hand experience of the worst. The Canadian-American model and actress faced a lot of hardships, from having a stolen tape spliced and distributed without her consent to suffering domestic abuse. Not to mention the fact that she suffered terribly from her previous marriages as well. But what's most shocking about the former model is how she embraced being barefaced in these last few years. She considers this defying the societal norms and as an act of rebellion in an industry where you're always required to look good. But in a 2023 interview with Elle, Anderson finally revealed the real reason why she has gone makeup-free. It was due to the death of her friend and longtime makeup artist, Alexis Vogel. Vogel died in 2019 of breast cancer, and Anderson's life was never the same. She was the best, Anderson said of her friend, and since then, I just felt without Alexis, it's just better for me not to wear makeup. Pamela Anderson has chosen to live her life makeup-free and is no longer shackled to the perception of society. But can we say the same about this next figure in our list? Yasmine Bleeth. Like the aforementioned, Yasmine Bleeth is part of the Baywatch squad as Caroline Holden, which catapulted her to commercial success. Thanks to that, she was even named as one of People magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People in 1995. She also made use of her success and star power, modeling in lingerie or swimwear, and she even launched her own swimwear line called Yas Wear. Unfortunately, even she couldn't fight off using illegal substances, which caused her to step away from the limelight. Bleeth decided to take her life back and entered a rehabilitation facility in 2000. This is where she also met her husband, Paul Cerrito, a then strip club owner. After being released from rehab, Bleeth reprised the role of Caroline again in the 2003 film Baywatch: Hawaiian Wedding. But apart from that, she has opted to live a quieter life. She may no longer be the brunette beauty with a Coca-Cola body from her prime years, but Yasmine Bleeth is still revered by her fans to this day. What happened to Yasmine Bleeth is milder compared to everyone else in today's list, given how her drastic change was due to certain issues and circumstances. But this next figure from the list definitely had a lot going on to make her almost unrecognizable. Madonna. The Queen of Pop has an ever-changing face that a lot of us have witnessed over the years. The Material Girl singer may have made way too much fun of the procedures because her facial features change almost every time she walks the red carpet at events. Like many, the multifaceted persona has never admitted to going under the knife, but experts believe she has undergone several cosmetic procedures like breast augmentation, rhinoplasty, eyelid lift, fillers, and Botox, to name a few. Let's not forget that they also think she had a facelift, cheek implants, and fat transfer. The list goes on. In a Vogue interview in 2023, she finally addressed these rumors and spoke up against the criticism women are facing. "I'm not ashamed of aging, nor do I want to live a fake life," the Queen of Pop said. "Whether I choose plastic surgery or not, that's my personal decision." This next figure just made a recent comeback in the Hollywood scene, and you could say the public didn't expect him to look like that. Brendan Fraser. There are a lot of 90s heartthrobs out there, but Brendan Fraser's appeal, good guy persona, and comedic chops are one of a kind. Plus, he's got the face and the body. Just look at him in George of the Jungle. There are only a handful of talents who can work with both comedy and action, and Fraser breezed through all of that like a pro. His performance in The Mummy has cemented his place in the said genre, adding to the film's success, which warranted 2 more sequels. He was already a widely successful star in his own right, but unfortunately, Fraser had to step away from the limelight due to several reasons. For one, he suffered injuries doing stunts for his projects, requiring several surgeries over a period of 7 years, and then there's also the rough divorce with his then wife Afton Smith. If those weren't enough, the actor was also believed to have been blacklisted in Hollywood after he revealed how a certain producer molested him. He made a comeback just a few years ago, and the public was surprised by the drastic change in his appearance, mostly due to weight gain. His physical features may have changed, but the talent is still there, seeing how he received critical acclaim for his performance in the film drama The Whale. More recently, we see the actor is also taking great measures to attain a healthier version of himself, and we couldn't be happier to see him thrive. Like him, this next actor also became unrecognizable in his latter years, but unlike Fraser, this figure went through a lot. Edward Furlong. Childhood stars in Hollywood are pretty common, but there are only a handful who left an impact. One such talent is the American actor Edward Furlong, whose breakthrough role in Terminator 2, Judgment Day, catapulted him into international acclaim. He landed a few more noteworthy projects, like Pet Sematary 2, American Heart, and A Home of Our Own, to name a few. Furlong almost became a part of the washed-up childhood celebrities because he too struggled with the challenges of childhood stardom that led him to turn to drugs and other substances. This was also the reason why he lost the chance to reprise his role in Terminator 3, for he had pending legal trouble for domestic violence and erratic behavior involving. Gone were his handsome looks, and he continued to worsen, facing domestic abuse charges in the early 2000s. He finally had enough and decided to turn his life around, checking himself into rehab in 2017. Now sober, he's back in the industry, taking on several projects, mostly horror flicks and feel-good movies. Despite working on himself, many viewers find it hard to see him for who he is now, making him one of the hardest to recognize stars in Hollywood today.